A second chance for Yes Bank? Once hailed as India's fastest growing bank, Yes Bank's fall from grace was swift and dramatic, marked by aggressive lending, poor governance, and a near collapse in 2020 that triggered an RBI-imposed moratorium and a 10,000 crore rupee bailout led by SBI and other major banks. Over the last 5 years, the bank has steadily rebuilt itself, trimming bad loans, stabilizing deposits, and returning to profitability. In FY25, it posted a 90% surge in its net profit to 2,446 crore rupees, with gross NPAs down to 1.6% and net NPAs at just 0.3%. Still, its stock performance remained subdued until now. The stock rallied 9% on 12th of May. The big turnaround moment has arrived. Japanese banking giant SMBC, a unit of Sumitomo Mitsui Financial Group, is acquiring a 20% stake in Yes Bank for 13,482 crore rupees. This move allows SBI and other banks to partially exit at a significant profit, more than 100% returns over 5 years. For Yes Bank, this brings a strategic partner with global banking expertise, robust governance practices, and potential access to multinational clients. While challenges like RBI's foreign ownership cap and cultural integration remain, SMBC's entry marks a shift from rescue to growth. Welcome to Bottom Line by Grow. In today's episode, we decode what the buzz is with Yes Bank and what it means for the future. Yes Bank, once on the brink of collapse, is now at the center of one of the biggest foreign investments in India's banking sector. Japan's Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation, or SMBC, has acquired a 20% stake in the private lender for 13,482 crore rupees, marking a bold new chapter in Yes Bank's journey, from a crisis-hit institution to a strategically backed growth story. The deal is a clear sign of confidence from a global banking powerhouse in Yes Bank's turnaround and in India's financial sector at large. SMBC's entry also allows the State Bank of India, or SBI, which led the rescue of Yes Bank in 2020, to begin exiting its investment. SBI is offloading a 13.2% stake, cutting its holding to 10.8%, while the rest of the shares are being sold by a group of 8 banks that had also stepped up during the reconstruction, including HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank, Axis Bank, IDFC First Bank, and Federal Bank. For these banks, the exit is highly profitable. They had subscribed to shares at 10 rupees each during the crisis. SMBC is now buying them at 21.5 rupees. SBI alone is making a gain of 4,760 crore rupees, which is expected to boost its FY26 profit by 7.5%. The other banks are also walking away with solid returns, delivering more than a 20% annualized gain over 5 years, a rarity in the world of distressed banking rescues. So why is SMBC making this bet? The Tokyo-headquartered banking giant, part of the Sumitomo Mitsui Financial Group, with assets of over $2 trillion, has been gradually building its India playbook. It already owns 74% in Fullerton India, a non-banking financial company, but its ambitions clearly extend deeper into India's domestic banking system. By investing directly in Yes Bank, SMBC sidesteps the limitations of a foreign bank license, gaining access to a nationwide branch network and the ability to offer rupee-denominated loans at scale. This also gives SMBC a potential springboard to merge or integrate Yes Bank's capabilities with its existing NBFC, creating a broader financial services platform. It is a strategic move, especially at a time when Japanese capital is actively looking for stable returns outside China and India's digital consumption-driven economy offers fertile ground. For Yes Bank, SMBC's investment brings credibility. The Japanese bank is not just a passive investor. It's expected to bring global best practices in governance, compliance, corporate banking, and digital transformation. It could also open up access to multinational clients and reduce Yes Bank's cost of capital over time, a crucial advantage advantage in a competitive lending landscape. This new phase of strategic backing comes after a long and painful rebuilding for Yes Bank. In March 2020, when the Reserve Bank of India imposed a moratorium due to a near collapse in capital adequacy and a sharp flight of deposits, Yes Bank looked like it was headed for failure. A rescue package was hastily stitched together with SBI and several private banks infusing 10,000 crore rupees in capital to stabilize operations. Since then, Yes Bank has slowly but steadily cleaned up its balance sheet and restored profitability. From a net loss of 16,400 crore rupees in FY20, the bank has swung into a net profit of 2,446 crore rupees FY25, a staggering 90% year-on-year growth. Gross non-performing assets have dropped from over 16% to just 1.6% over 5 years, while net NPAs are down to a mere 0.3%. Deposits have grown to 2.84 lakh crores and advances now stand at 2.46 lakh crore rupees, reflecting renewed customer trust and cautious lending growth. And yet, the market remains skeptical. Until the SMBC deal, Yes Bank stock had languished around 18 rupees, with investor concerns lingering over its long-term competitiveness and clarity on promoter ownership. The deal announcement, however, sent shares surging by 9% in a single day, a sign that sentiment is finally turning. Still, challenges remain. RBI regulations cap foreign bank ownership in Indian lenders at 15%. So SMBC is still awaiting official regulatory approval for its 20% stake acquisition. Moreover, SMBC's voting rights are limited to 26%, which could potentially curb its influence over strategic decisions. This could create friction if SMBC's vision diverges from that of the other shareholders. Then there's also the question of cultural alignment. Previous Indo-Japanese joint ventures have shown that integration takes time and patience, especially in areas like governance, decision-making pace, and technology adoption. Some of the instances include Daiichi's with Ranbaxy and NTT's Docomo's with Tata Indicom. But despite these caveats, the SMBC investment represents a rare vote of confidence in a bank that had been written off just 5 years ago by many. What's the takeaway from investors from this event? With a clean balance sheet, improving profitability, and a strategic international partner on board, Yes Bank now stands at an inflection point. It is no longer a story of survival. It is a story of smart scaling, sustainable growth, and long-term value creation. For SMBC, this marks a calculated entry into India's fast-growing financial ecosystem. For Yes Bank, it's a rare second chance, not just to bounce back, but to potentially lead in the evolving private banking sector landscape. That said, the bank still has a long road ahead. Despite stabilizing its deposit base and granularizing its loan book, Yes Bank continues to lag behind peers on key profitability and growth metrics. Its return on equity remains constrained by structural challenges, a relatively high cost base, a revenue mix that relies on weak net interest margins, and a loan portfolio that carries above average credit costs through cycles. While SMBC's backing brings credibility, providing greater fundraising flexibility, it doesn't immediately fix the core business model. What it does, however, is remove the lingering uncertainty around ownership and strategic direction. The real test now is whether Yes Bank can capitalize on this stability and deliver on the promise of being more than just a turnaround story.